She has an unprecedented career.
Why don't you just marry Carmine, get a little gold microwave and put it on a chain around your neck?
At 27, she already has an Oscar and 3 nominations.
How'd you lose your job?
Having sex with everybody in the office.
She's appeared in 3 of the X-Men films.
Listen to me. Never speak on my behalf about my business again.
She's the star of Darren Aronofsky's Mother. It's a role like no other she's ever played.
Mother.
Jennifer Lawrence, congratulations on the film.
Oh, thank you.
Now, you said that in Mother you had to go to some dark places that you've never been to before. At one stage, apparently, you had to have some oxygen. Tell us what happened.
Yeah, I had to, for the most part in the movie, I had a great time. All the actors were amazing, but there was this one scene that I was worried about, you know, days before doing it, just because I had to go to a place that no one should have to go, you know, just summon a lot of sadness. And when we did the scene, I don't know, we called cut, and I think the first time I like fainted, and then I ended up tearing my diaphragm, so I couldn't get like a full breath, you know, from hyperventilating. So, but I don't want anybody, I kept saying that like I popped a rib out, which I did, but nobody did that to me. I feel like when people see the movie, they think I really get beat up, but I don't. Everybody was very nice.
And the crew actually made a happy place for you.
They did.
Tell us about this place.
I had a Kardashian tent, because a few days when I was getting like a little bit worried about, you know, I've never gone this dark. I just wanted to make sure my well-being was safe. So I brought the Kardashians into it. And so we made a little tent that was my happy place, but I never ended up really using it because I kept just going to the medic.
Jennifer Lawrence is known for playing strong women. Katniss in The Hunger Games, Mystique in X-Men, and the miracle mop inventor Joy Mangano in Joy. In Mother, she's a housewife dominated by her famous older husband. What was it like playing a weaker woman?
It was hard. It was a part of myself that I wasn't really in touch with. I mean, it was exciting to have a challenge and to kind of find and create different facets of myself, find this woman. You know, before we started shooting, every time I would say lines out loud, I was just like, this just doesn't sound right. And a few days before shooting, she just came, but it was good. It was a nice challenge. I think Darren worded it that I've never really been in a movie where I've been forced to be on my back foot, and so it was a good challenge for me.
He's a proud man. I admire that. What have you done?
I'm so sorry. We're both sorry. I was telling her the story.
It just fell out of my hand.
We'll search and find
We can
another
pay
one,
for
I
a
promise.
new one.
Quiet!
So I didn't know how she was going to approach it. And, you know, she's, you know, an autodidact. She completely has taught herself how to act, but also it's similar when she takes on a character. I think for her, she didn't know how she was going to do it either, but she just started to absorb all the information during the 3 months of our rehearsals. And eventually, when she walked on the set, she was just Mother.
Why don't you want kids?
Excuse me?
I saw how you reacted earlier. I know what it's like when you're just starting out and you think you have all the time in the world. And, you know, you're not going to be so young forever. Have kids. And you'll be creating something together.
She's a very complicated person, and in the best possible way. She's, first of all, hilarious. She's one of the funniest people I've ever met, and also wickedly smart.
Oh, you do want them.
Off-screen, you've stood up for women, especially when it comes to pay inequality, and it came after American Hustle when you discovered that you were paid less than your male counterparts. Why did you decide to speak out?
I decided to speak out because it was unfair, and you know, I was speaking of my experience because that's the only thing I can speak of is my job and my experience and my paycheck, you know, but there's a 21% pay difference between men and women in all sorts of fields in America. So I knew once I had experienced it, millions of women were experiencing the same thing. And I also know what it's like to be afraid to be blunt and honest because it's not likable. And I had just been kind of observing it, and I was observing how men talk to people on the crew and how women talk to everybody. And it was just kind of thoughts that had been forming, and then when I found out that the pay difference, I wouldn't feel right having a voice and being famous and not saying something. I respect people who do and who just want to act or who just want to sing and they want to stay out of politics. It's fine. There's no pressure. But I wouldn't really be able to sleep at night if I wasn't grabbing everyone and shouting my opinion in their face.
Mother deals as well with the difficulty of living with fame and the lack of privacy. You're one of the most famous women on the planet. You've experienced the awfulness of having private photos like hacked and leaked to the press. As you're becoming more and more famous all the time, how are you coping with fame?
I mean, there's a separation. I'm so grateful for my fans, and I'm so grateful for people who wait outside our premiere and who come to see my movie. I wouldn't be able to do my job if it weren't for them, and I'm really grateful for them. But I do know that they don't know me, so they don't love me. They love this character. They love Katniss. They love, you know. So I don't go home at night and go, wow, like, you know. Real relationships in my life with my friendship and my family. You know, that's what's actually important to me. And also, you know, I don't let people violate my personal space. It's another thing of, I don't really care if it seems unlikable. I deserve boundaries just as a human.
One of the highest paid actresses in Hollywood, getting up to $20 million a film. She's one of the most photographed women on the planet. She's also the face of Dior.
I would pretend that sleeping in sexy underwear is comfortable.
You're one of the faces of Dior. And recently you revealed in their charity campaign what you would do for love. What wouldn't you do for love?
Change. I guess, yeah, change.
There's lots of excitement about your new project with the comedian Amy Schumer. What can you tell us about that? Are we going to be laughing at Jennifer Lawrence?
I hope so, or laughing with. Yeah, we're really happy with where the script is right now. We have a director. You know, it just takes time with both of our schedules to work out when, but it's happening.
And you've played like someone with bipolar in Silver Linings Playbook. You've been a superhero in the X-Men. You've kind of given birth in a sort of way in Mother. What's the most memorable film moment for you?
I mean, the birth I'll probably never forget. But yeah, the birth, definitely.
Okay, Jennifer Lawrence, thank you.
Thank you. Nice to meet you.
Encore, presented by Eve Jackson.
Civil war, murder, cocaine and corruption. Not so long ago, that was a pretty accurate description of Colombia, but things here are changing. Join us as we explore how the arts are helping to bring peace and pride to a nation once plagued with violence.
Encore on France 24 and France24.com.